Right, so today we're at a place called St. Joseph's Orphanage in Preston. Now, I was just here yesterday actually. I'm hoping they haven't blocked off my access point. Yep, it's just as grand as it was yesterday. Let's go and dive in. I need to swap my microphone battery as well when I get in as well. Actually, I'm going to do that now. I wouldn't normally show how I get in these places, but it's going to get blocked off anyway. They're so keen to keep people out. I just, oh, you know what? I'll go for it. Need to watch out. There's anti-climb paint here and I don't want to get it on my clothes. Otherwise I am screwed. Better on my hands than on my clothes. Oh, I got it on my fingers. Right, well, there we go. Need to swap camera battery now. Right, so we're now inside St. Joseph's Orphanage. There you go. As you can see, this place is absolutely destroyed. It was built in 1872 as an orphanage, and then the hospital was added in 1877. They both closed, well, the orphanage closed in 1954. The hospital closed in 1982, so they were both converted to a care home in 1986. But in 2003 that all closed for good. It hasn't been used since, and this is the condition of it. I must say it is in a pretty sorry state of affairs. Pretty sorry state of affairs. This is probably the least most interesting part. This is the most recently used care home. There's a bit of vandal grease. Yep. So yeah, that's where we've got to go to get to the main part of the building. I'm just going to give you a quick tour around here. Obviously it's nothing interesting, it's more of the same stuff. Care home, basically. Yep. Just going to go up these steps and just give you a quick have a look up here. Obviously there's so much junk here. I mean, there's an old fire thing, and I'll give you a good view of the building. Yep. There's a balcony, and there's a mattress here. Now when I came, I'm not going to stay out here too long because I can't risk someone wasting police time. Basically what happened last time when I was here was we climbed out that window over there and we had no idea that this door was here, and then we got out and we were like, oh, there was a door, all that, and there was a door. So yeah, there's the window in question. There's the lift shaft. It's basically a shaft with loads of junk at the bottom. There's Fishgate Shopping Centre. I can't believe this somehow, it's just all been stripped out. Like, you can see these piles of wood. This used to be a massive It used to be a lot more interesting, this section of the building. But I mean, in 2017, I mean, that happened. I mean, look at the state of that, and we've got to climb across that from the lower floor, which looks dangerous, and frankly it is, but it's not as bad as you may think. So yeah, I suppose that's always a bonus, isn't it? Got a toilet here. I mean, these floors, I doubt they'll go through because they're mainly concrete, but we came here in March and I made a poor quality video, so yeah. And there's loads of junk. It's going across now because there's not much more to see at this section of the building. Actually, something I wanted to see was this weird block thing. I couldn't quite figure out what it was. Yeah, that's that thing there. I was wondering what that was. It blocks basically the courtyard and the car park next door, the garden area, which you saw me walk through before I had to fiddle around with all my batteries and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go down here now. This is quite dangerous. I wouldn't recommend this if you're not going to take care. Like, if you do this, do it at your own risk, and do not do it if you don't think you can do it. I mean, just look at the state of that. Oh dear. Luckily this is all just solid piles of rubble, but you never know where there might be a gap of air. That's the thing, you never know where those gaps might be. That's why I wouldn't recommend this to anyone who's not willing to take care. Jesus. Don't do this if you don't think you can do it. Like, seriously, if you choose to do it at your own risk. I'm not responsible for anything that happens. Look at that. Oh, birds in here. Such a musty smell as well. It reminds me of coming in March, as you can see. That door's not very happy for itself. Right, here's the dark bit. I'll get my flashlight out. I've got to bring my torch, stupid me. So down here, this part we never actually came to because it's so dangerous. Oh dear, those stairs are slanted. Never actually came down to this part. We always thought it would be too dangerous to go in, so I'm going to go and have a look now. Jeez Louise. You can hardly see in here. I mean, I'm giving you the best view possible. Oh, this building really has taken a beating. Obviously, lots of people have been here, but I haven't documented any of my visits before. Well, not properly anyway. Yeah, I don't like this too much. I'm trusting that it's... I'm stood on literally a block of concrete here. Right, if this goes through... Do not do this without any, like, precaution, seriously. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. This is where people once were. So weird. People were walking down here once upon a time. And here I am alone in literally the most dangerous place possible. Yep, that's the main entrance there. That's obviously not somewhere you want to be messing around with. Let's head up here now. I can turn my flashlight off now, save battery power. Here we are. You can see there. Look at that. This could go through. I mean, I'm not saying it is going to, but it could do. There's once a vase here, but someone smashed it. There you go. That is St. Joseph's Orphanage. Right now, and we're actually in the orphanage part now. Here we are. So destroyed, like so destroyed. It's unreal. Like I cannot reiterate. Do not come here if you are not willing to take on any risks, because seriously, this place is not for messing about on. Come here at your own risk. Look at the state of all of that. So the actual towers round there. Right, I'll get back to you when I find something interesting, I suppose. Here we are. This is the chapel. This is in much better days. I mean, if you can see the ceiling, all of that. You look at pictures from 10 years ago, all of this was like they left yesterday. Looks like an abandoned chapel now, which is precisely what it is, and it's really sad seeing such a... I mean, look at this. Oh, there's a hole there. It's quite sad seeing this building just rotting away. It really is. Birds living in here. Oh my. Such a nice building, it's such a shame it's come to this. It really is. Some original of the panes right there. And people graffiti, look at that. When does that become okay? It's supposed to be a gothic place. You respect places if you're going to come to them. Oh my goodness. What on earth? What on earth? Look at the state of this building. It is properly taken a bit... Let's go over here, I heard something. There's no way of knowing what that was. I heard something. Don't know who that was. It could have been someone doing work on the building. It could have been a vandal. It could have been another explorer. It could have been anyone. So that's why I didn't want to take the chance. Most of these sounds are birds though. But wow. It's just shocking seeing this building in such a distressed state. Look at the chapel, all the windows are shattered. Right, so I'm going to show you probably some of the most interesting things that this building has to offer soon. So yeah, when I get to those things I'll show you. Good God. Look at that. Oh my goodness. There's the top of the lift shaft in all its glory. Here we are. This is probably one of my favourite parts of this building. It's one of my highlights. It's this little corridor, but this window, there's the toilet seat there, from March. But as you can see, in case someone sees me, this is the very top window. As you can see, that's quite an instant death if you fall out of there. I mean, you wouldn't want to fall out of there. you'd have about 2 seconds to think about what you've done if you wanted to jump out of there. Just saying don't as well, but look at that. Yeah, let's move on to another part of the building. There we go, let's walk into here now. I think the hospital's probably the highlight of this building. I mean, the rest of it's just shattered up. I mean, there are a few interesting artefacts there to see, but yeah, it's quite murky and dusty in here. Oh, it's got a pongy smell. Smashed window, and this is the lift. You would not want to fall down there. I won't walk on that just for my own safety, really, because after all, I am alone here, so if I do get injured, no one's going to know I'm here. That's why I've got to take extra responsibility, and that's what I agreed with myself when I came, and I'm doing it for this video that you're watching now. Oh my goodness, shocking, shocking. If you're going to come here, like I said, come here at your own risk. Shattered out. Wow. You hear sounds and you think that someone's here to catch you. Oh, this is one of my favourite rooms, this. This is what we're here for. There you go. There's the lamps, and the vandals, the idiot vandals, decided it would be funny because it used to have blue and clear glass. You can see the blue and clear glass about there if it'll choose to focus. Don't think it will, but you can just about see it. It used to be all in there, but because obviously vandals get in, scumbags, yeah, you get the idea. And there's one of the curtains and the table. This would have obviously been used to store some medical stuff. Couldn't quite tell you what, but it would have been at some point. And there you go. That's instructions on how to use it, and it's cool because that's in extremely good condition compared to the rest of the building. It's like untouched. Here's the second surgery room. Now this, I learnt this from a video from someone who came in 2016. Basically what this would have been is, you'd have lifted that metal outline out, put the x-ray thing in there, and it would have scanned it, which I find quite good. There's sirens. Obviously they won't be for me. It's unlikely anyway. Yep. That obviously used to be in there. Obviously that would have been a vandal. That would have made a huge bang when that fell. Look at the size of that. You can see cracks in the floor. Probably isn't to do with it, but it could well be. Let's go downstairs a little bit. These doors are so old-fashioned. It's like going back to the 1990s. That's roughly when this place closed, not far off, 2003. I'll leave you a bit of history in the description if you want to go and see it. I mean, I've given you enough history already, but if you want to see more history, I'll leave it in the description of this video. Wow. That would have been a toilet at one point. Look at this. This is what urban exploring is all about to me. This is what it's all about. Obviously you can see there the doors barricade that part of the building off. There is a way to get through to there, but you have to go round where the staircase, where there was that door bridging across a load of rotten floors. You have to go back to there if you want to get through to there, and I can tell you now it's pretty destroyed in there. Look at that. All the paint peeling from the ceiling. This whole building's absolutely destroyed, absolutely detonated. Like I said, don't come here if you're not willing to take the risks, because this place is no place for messing around. This place is so dangerous. Point it in there, but it's just nothing. That made more noise than it needed to. Okay. I mean, it was just a door at the end of the day. That's going to fall eventually. That is going to fall, and that will make a bang. I'm not going to touch that. There you go. That's where, near the main gate. Here's the chapel. Obviously I've already showed you that. I'm going to show you the bottom floor of the orphanage part, because there's actually some interesting stuff, and I'll show you the morgue and lots of the other things and the other part of the hospital. And once we've done all of that, I don't think there's much more to see in here. I mean, oh yeah, this is also something I really like the look of. It says there, praised by Jesus Christ. Extremely fortunate that that's not been smashed out. I mean, if you look here, the floor's going through there. Right, I'm going to need my torch now, my flashlight, because it does get quite dark around here. You know, there's supposed to be floodlights down here, so they might help. There's the main entrance. Right, we have to go into the basement, and to get there I think we'll have to go back to the hospital part. That shouldn't be too hard though. Although when I get to the basement I'll get back to you. This is by far one of the most shocking things. The vandals have taken it too far. They've smashed up the morgue. Look at the state of that. Obviously this is the cross and the chair there, that's fine, but the morgue, this was the most historical and untouched thing. Not anymore. It's absolutely wrecked. I came here in March and this was in perfect condition, and someone thought it would be a good idea to smash it. Now this is what I've heard from 28 Days Later, the Urban Exploring Forum. What I've heard is that some drunk man came in here and he was trying to move it because he thought it was in the wrong place, and it fell, and that happened. Absolute disgrace. Let's go down here. Oh my, I forgot that I didn't come down here when I came yesterday, so, and it is quite dark, so if you can't see anything and I'm only on my flashlight, I do apologise, but yeah, there's not much to see down here. This is the basement for the hospital. It's just muddy and flooded. It's certainly not the place you want to be messing around in. Wow, look at that though. It's a boiler. This was some kind of laundry area. There'd be some kind of labour. I don't know what went on, but wow. You can see all the clothes just left behind. These are all the patient's clothes. Almost 18 years later. They were waiting to be dried and or washed or whatever. But they sat there. And these are all the patient's clothes just left untouched. fantastic. Well, and there's some papers from 1997 if I remember correctly. We won't put any of the nude ones on, but yeah. These are from 1997, from what I remember. I don't want to touch them, but from, yeah, when we came last time there were some papers from 1997. This is obviously the laundry room that will never wash the patient's clothes. Some of those patients as well, who knows where they are now. I mean, I don't want to be upsetting to any of them, their families, you know, and might have died, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's quite good coming down here 17 years later. Look at that machine room. This would have been all the controls. There would have been some controls in here, and this would have had all the powers. Imagine operating this room, how on top of the world you would have felt. Wow. And there's some of the pipes that have completely shattered. Oh my goodness. This is where the floodlights are. People probably come in here quite regularly. I mean, to do boarding up work, that's the thing, I get paranoid that they might happen to do it while I'm in here. Obviously I know it's unlikely. It is possible, I suppose, but I get paranoid, which isn't great. Right, so this part, yeah, I'm going to get my flashlight out again. This part is the orphanage's basement. Look at that. Absolutely battered. Here we are, this is the orphanage's basement. And in here, yeah, this is the cooking room. So this was where, all those years ago, patients would have come, eaten their food, you know, had their meal every day. They'd have got food here. I'm standing, well, at one point, patients would have got food. Blows my mind, and look, here I am alone in the destroyed environment. Look at this, it's perfect. Perfect to see. And it is very, very dangerous as well. Fire exit. Not anymore. Danger, keep out. It's flooded. I won't be going in there. It's wet enough as it is. Look at that. What's this way? Stuff I didn't... Oh, I know where we are now. We're at the other side of the building. Oh. Pull myself up. Yep. That's certainly seen better days, hasn't it? Wow, that's where I climbed earlier. I don't think I'll be going over there though. Unless I was able to... No, that's just too dangerous. I'll have to go back, won't I? Like, there's a limit sometimes. Sometimes you've got to limit yourself to what you do, and you've got to accept when you're urban exploring that sometimes you've just got to, that things are just out of bounds. Unfortunately, you've got to accept that things are out of bounds sometimes. I mean, you can't go sticking your head out for the sake of something cool. If it's going to injure you or kill you, don't do it. That's why they don't want people coming in, because there are people that don't follow what I've just said. That's why that and vandals is the reason why they keep people out. Right. That way leads up to the top, so people could easily walk in from there. Right. Turn my flashlight on. Remember to bring my torch next time. And I believe we're back at the chapel again. Yep, we certainly are. Whew. Just wanted to point out, look how destroyed those stained glass windows are. All the glass is smashed up. You look at pictures from like 10 years ago and it wasn't anywhere near as bad. It's unusual why there'd be a Thomas the Tank Engine train in the middle of an abandoned orphanage. A bit random, a bit weird, but okay, it is what it is. When they did tours of this building about a year ago, a bit more maybe now, this is where they all sat and read out about all the history and all of that. There were chairs round here. So anything else? Yeah, I'm going to show the second part of the hospital building now. Here's the main part of the hospital. There's the chapel down there. And that's a long way down. So if I drop this camera, I'd be very sad because my brand new Pride Possession camera and Rode microphone would be shattered. At least I'd still have my video footage though, because I'd be able to recover the SD card. Right. Let's go to the second part of the hospital. So we're just near the other part of the hospital that's been blocked off. There's some of the old shattered up rooms. And here we are. This is the most death trappy part of the building I've seen. Look at the state of that. If you fall down there, you'll wish you hadn't. If you're lucky, you'll end up in hospital. If you're unlucky, you'll die. There's the blocked off door. Some people. Here we are. Right, let's try to stay away from the windows, just so you never know who might grass you up and who might not. There you are. And there's that window that I remember seeing. I'll put a picture of that on the screen, and there's the other two, one where the window frame's completely gone and one where the window frame's smashed up but still there. I'll go there now and I'll show you. And then after that, I don't think there'll be anything much more to show you here. And then we can go up here. Obviously this would have been indoors at one point. You can see all the bricks here. Oh god, my battery's dying. Right, I'll go and show you this part and then I'll change my battery on the way out. Here you are. There's that part and there's that part. Put a picture of that on the screen now for you to see, so you know exactly where I am. So yeah, I'm going to change my battery now. Absolute beauty. Anyway, it's time to leave now. I think I've shown you basically all there is to see. I mean, I might remember something later, in which case I'll need to come back. But yeah, let's hope they haven't blocked off my way out while I'm in here. That would be very, very unfortunate, wouldn't it? But I'd be able to find my way out somehow. So yeah. Here's a Coca-Cola Coke can from Is it going to focus? I don't think it is anyway. It says September 1990, so that is really old, that. As you can see, it's got one of the old ring tops on it. That's pretty cool, that. Back over the death trap for me. Oh dear, this can't be safe. Look at that drop. I'm definitely at least breaking both my legs if I fall down there. Cannot reiterate how dangerous this place is. Don't come here. Oh dear. It's more camera filter than it is to break my lens filter than to break my legs down there. Oh dear. Jeez. That's where I've got to go. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Oh. It's time to leave this building now. I think I've seen basically all there is to see, and I'm going to end up doing myself harm if I stay here too long, so yeah, it's time to leave. Oh yeah, there's down there, there's a basement. Not really much to see down there. Obviously I'll give you a quick show before we go. That rhymed. That smell of plaster. You know it's St. Joseph's Orphanage. Yeah, there's nothing down there. It's only just like a cupboard down there that's flooded. Don't fancy going down there. Right, it's time to leave now. That once upon a time was a way into the building. That's where we got in when we came back in March. Alright, it's time to go. Alright, watch out for the ACP, anti-climb paint. Don't touch it, don't want it on my clothes, and I don't want it on. I'm going to put that coat there. It's a big help against the anti-climb paint, I suppose. Oh dear. Oh. No, I'm not wiping it on my clothes, I'm wiping it on a leaf nearby. You know what, if it's their anti-climb paint, it's their anti-climb paint, isn't it? Not mine. Right, it's time to go. I mean, I'll show you a bit more of the exterior of the building. There they are. That's quite immaculate, that. Should get my very own thumbnail from here. Let's go and do that now. There you go.
Okay, so at this point I literally just realised that I forgot to turn my microphone on when I was filming the outro to the video, and I was just walking there and it didn't record because the microphone wasn't turned on. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do it now and overlay it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications, obviously if you're new around here, because I'm gonna start doing these exploring videos a lot more regularly. Obviously, if you're going to go into this building or any other building similar, do it at your own risk. I'm not responsible. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone that's not willing to take care. And yeah, share this video with anyone you know. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, you can enjoy the rest of this little clip here, and thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.